Right.
Hello, hello, hello. How are we today? Welcome, everybody. We have The Flow presented by Crash Bell with you today. I'm a little slow on the draw, looking up something really quick as far as our local teams. Something I was looking to do today, but I realized that, you know what? Let's do it a little different. And so we'll get to that. But let's go ahead and say hello to everyone. Christian, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great.
That's what's up, bro.
Feeling good. Just
You
got
came back
from
from a
Dallas.
trip?
Yeah, Dallas. I went down to a Samsung line show, saw some really cool equipment, and yeah, got on back. Had a good time.
Yeah, and if you guys did not know, my man Christian, he just had a show, Texas Techs, just
Yeah.
before us,
Yeah.
talking all that good stuff.
Electron.
I was actually on my way here and I was listening in, and he said that there was a TV that's 185 inches. Like,
Yeah, that was crazy. So I'm walking in front of this TV, and the TV is taller than
you need
me
a crane?
on the wall.
How many people you need to hold it?
Right?
Like, how do you have to have something?
Yeah, you definitely got to have the right apparatus to be able to.
They probably made that too and charge it. Right.
Oh, the TV was like 215,000. It was something crazy.
Word.
Like I can only imagine, installing something like that. I would love to actually install something like that. That would be fun.
That will be a load.
The largest we've done was like 98 inches. We did two 98 inches.
That's crazy talk. I don't know what this guy's talking about.
And we had to get into
Yeah, exactly. You got 20 dudes, and you guys all like you got guys on ladders.
250-pound TV.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I'm not even going to mention the cost that he said it was. That's kind of hilarious. But what I will do is talk about the fact that for me, I'm a projector guy.
Okay.
I do love TVs, but the projectors, like, it has a whole nother thing to it. You know, it has a whole nother. Yeah, I got a projector and I have a big TV, and my projector is super clean. It's like I was actually watching my son use it on a. We made it like maybe like a. It would be equivalent to like a 58-inch TV on the wall.
Okay.
But the thing that was cool is it was the daytime
Right.
and it was super bright, clear.
So you got some good lumens on.
Yeah, I was like, wow, look at this. This is a. I was like, do you notice how it's the daytime and the old projector we had to do that? He was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I
What
do
kind
that.
of this?
I have no.
Okay.
I was actually, I kind of got a deal. My man hit me up and he was like, yo, I got this guy. He says he's getting rid of the projector. It's better than the one I have now. And I'm like, ooh, that was really good. He was like, they're usually like 1,200 each. He's getting rid of it for a little bit. What do you want to do? And I was like, well, how much? He's like, $75. I'm like, stop. I was like, stop it. He's like, yeah, no, he's smart. He's just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
He's moving it away. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but here.
Let's try.
And he gave it. He gave me, and it wasn't in the box. You know, it wasn't like new. It was definitely used for sure. But it's amazing, and it's not that used. He even had a little setup. He had like Velcro on the remote on the top. You like, peel it off. It's like beautiful. Yeah, that's a lick. Yes, it is. But let's go ahead and get into it. I just wanted to, just jab a little bit. I love tech, so coming here to the show, I was very inspired by some of the things Christian was talking about. But I want to move more into some of this local stuff. Last week, I gave you guys a little bit of something different. We talked a little bit about stress management. We talked about the idea of what it means to be in your ergonomic best, to be in the best posture, some of the things that happen with some of the pain that we feel. So we covered a lot. Now, today, what I'm curious to know is what about local, right? Let's talk about some local stuff. There's a lot of local stuff going on here, like sports. Right now, we have a couple of things in season. We have the ice race, and we also have, football is ending. I don't know if you all know this, but the Miller Bucks, they've been kicking some butt. I mean, there's some, we'll get more into that, but at the end of the day, the local sports here, they're just doing so many things. Mike, what do you know about some of the local sports and some of these lovely folks out here doing these great things?
Yeah, they were like 36-0, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's highlightable, right? Like, come on, they got some stuff going on here that's really great. This is Texas football, Texas sports. Sports are real serious here. I was an athlete. I took sports very serious here. And then I moved away, unfortunately. And then I got into the Oklahoma sport, which is just as serious. And as far as the ice rays go, I have to say that I've been so busy over the past year
Yeah.
that I have not been able to really get out. I did actually get out to a lot of the not the, excuse me, the Hooks games whenever they were in season. I got out to a lot of their games.
Okay.
But now, I haven't been to an ice race game this season.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I just had some tickets. I'm gonna have to.
Well, we're gonna get some.
Okay.
We're gonna go. And
Yeah.
and again,
Great.
I want to support. I love hockey. My son, whenever he first came to the ice race games with me last a couple of seasons ago and last season, he's like, "Dad, why are you yelling so much?" And I'm like, "Because I'm having fun. I'm into this."
Right.
He's like, "You know what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I didn't even know you like hockey." I'm like, "Bro, I'm way older than you.
Right.
I'm your dad. You just, you don't pay attention to sports, so that you don't care." But
So
come on.
much on the property.
A whole lot, a whole lot. But at the same time, it came a point where I had to realize that, I really, really am one of the loudest dudes in my section.
Nice.
And I love that. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to stop because I do really get into it. Mike, whenever you go to the games, are you just like sitting down quiet? Yeah, that's funny. How about you, Christian? How are you whenever you go to games?
Oh man, I'm a weird creature. I like violence.
So the hockey's right there, man.
Hockey, man, dude, and those guys freaking,
Yeah,
they're
get it.
violent. Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't mind at all smacking each other, and I love it. Like
It's great.
watch them smack each other against the glass.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't like is cold as hell. I'm a grown man, but
You do
I
blanket.
probably need to carry a blanket with me.
Ice race blankets. I don't know if you guys are hearing on the air. Ice race blanket.
Texas Tech.
$15. You can get it right before you get to your seat. Right there. There's a guy right there.
But it's a good game. It's always
It
a really
is.
good game.
I love
They have
hockey.
fun, and
Yeah.
they pull the crowd in.
They do.
Yeah.
And in the in between, that's the thing I also like. The in between, whenever you don't, have the hockey game going on. They have so many things that are involving local businesses, local support. They shooting out. I have a friend. He has a dealership over off SPID, and this young man, they actually helped to do a lot of the shirts that shoot out like the.
Oh,
Yeah. So they help to raise, money for. I can't really describe too much about it because I don't know that much. But last time I was with him, he was saying that they would get shirts together to go shoot out at the crowd. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Speaking of
That's
shirts,
awesome.
I mean, you got kind of a tribal thing going. It's kind of like
Yeah, man. Funny enough, it's definitely has some Mexican, Native American, Aztec style,
yeah.
indigenous. Yeah, man. I love that. But funny enough, one day this was back in New York. I was with my wife in American Eagle.
Okay.
And I'm not an American Eagle person, but I was like, hey, let me just go check it out upstairs, right?
Right.
So I go upstairs and I find this little piece, and it's actually a little smaller than I would want, but the design was so cool, and it kind of fit just right, just enough where I can get away with it.
Yeah. I agree because you're like borderline schmiggy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like right there. Yeah, it's been perfect. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and so I picked it up, and it was the only one left. I was like, perfect. And yeah, so it was a good find, and it's actually super way warmer than you would think. Because this is like
perfect
yeah,
shirt
it's
for
like
ice
yeah,
race day.
and it stretches exactly.
Good for the ice.
That's what I'm saying. So now going back to the ice race, we are going to really talk about this because I have to get to an ice race games because I can't be here talking about, the flow is all about local sports, but not go to no sports, right? What a hypocrite you are, Omar. What is this talk? So we're going to get to some ice race games. And you know what? We're going to get some tickets. I'm actually online right now and looking at some tickets. How many tickets it says? Let's do 5. So some of the things that I realized that it comes to whenever it comes to an ice race games, right? I want to be real, real honest with folks. A lot of times, and I've had this discussion, and this is kind of why I want to bring it up. And no offense to the ice race and the American Bank Center. I understand they're running a business, but I'm thinking of quantity, right? So I've heard that sometimes the ice rays are not filled up to the capacity that it needs to be.
Mhm.
And I've been to games and I definitely see sections that are open.
Sure.
Now, the only thing about that is when you look at it, and Christian, I want you to take a look at these tickets, right?
I see that.
When you talk about getting the ice race and the community together to support, what you're really talking about is being able to afford it. And, we're going to get real quick. This is a touchy subject for some folks, especially the people that are going to be here that may be involved at the American Bank Center. Because it's not to pick or to, say that you're doing wrong, but I will say that you're definitely lowering your sales by the cost of each ticket. Now, each ticket that I'm looking at now for July 12th is $42 each.
Is it okay? Is that each? I'm about to say, is that real? Like 5 tickets at $42? But that's each.
It's each.
Okay.
Now, let's just look at this, right? What does that mean? Like, that's hard for a family if you're wanting to get your family over to the ice race games. And let's say you have 3 kids, right?
Mhm.
I would say even to average, most people in Corpus probably have more than 3 kids. You know, I don't meet many people that are just like 1 kid. And, with that said, this is a little bit much, I'll be honest. Um, if I had a family of, let's say, 3, and the reason I'm calling this out, not to actually point fingers, but to think about how this is going to affect the ice rays themselves. I know they're trying to afford that rent, but let's just be realistic. $42 times 2 is already $84. And if you are a family and you're trying to get to this game, I'm sorry, this is not going to work out. And let's just think about it this way, though. If you had tickets at what? Let's just say anywhere between $10 to $13.
Right.
Right. Yes, that's a low drop. That's a completely significant. That's almost 20%. So
Or
yeah, it's more for sure. But no, only you're charging just only 20% for the ticket that you would have known. So you're only charging that little bit. Yeah, my bad. I said that a little backwards. But with that said, now you have a family that is able to come, and this is where the draw is, Christian. If the family comes and they have 5 kids, they can afford now spending under $100 to get those tickets, if not just about. Now, when they go there, they're going to also maybe want some merch. They're going to want some things. They're going to want some drinks. So now you're
man.
able to make money.
Oh man.
But to charge people $42 a ticket,
Yeah.
and then go and then spend extra money, you'd have to live in a city like a bigger city where people have a higher rate of income.
Right.
And the median income in Corpus is not that high, although there is a lot of money in Corpus. We're not going to deny, definitely that.
Right.
But the average person, they're making anywhere between $30,000 and $70,000 a year. And with that said, that's a hard feat. But
Concession stands are
they're
pretty
definitely
pricey.
And so I would like to offer some opportunity for us to even talk about this because I'm gonna see what we can do with the ice rays. If I don't have to come out of my personal pocket, which is not a problem, I wouldn't mind getting 5 tickets to support the community and give them away. maybe keep 2 for me and Christian and invite 3 people.
Okay.
And so we do have this number. We're going to take a break here in a second, but we're going to actually, anybody that wants to text in, we're going to start doing a giveaway. And this giveaway is going to start next week. But we want you all to get in on the information and to understand. The number to text in is 361-884-1230. And this giveaway is going to be for Ice Rays tickets so that we can actually support the Ice Rays. But us as the Flow, we're going to look to work with the Ice Rays and see what we can get going to really get some more people in there and support all of you out there that want to come, but just feel that you just can't afford it. So with that said, let's hear from our sponsors.
Yes, it's a very good topic.
All right, all right. Welcome back to the Flow, presented by Crash Bell. We're going to get back into it now. We were having a pretty real discussion. Talking about some of the cost of the tickets for the Ice Rays games here. And, there are more than just the Ice Rays, which is a hockey team for those of you that may not know, which considering we're a local Corpus Christi team, station, I assume all of you know who the Ice Rays are. But this hockey team is actually really fun. They're really young. Some of the players are, from all over, but I've actually met some of the players and had some conversations with them and super cool kids. One of them was like 19. He was like from Montana. They shipped him in.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, wow, that's cool, man.
A lot of them come, they come from all over.
Yeah. And, but that's really cool, man. And this is why I kind of want to big up the Ice Rays and really make it about the Ice Rays because, we have the opportunity as a team or a city to actually kind of get these guys like a little bitty celebrity, like local famous Corpus Christians, right?
Sure.
But that means that the seats need to be filled, and we need to have some of these kids on the radio station.
Yeah, that'd
We
be
need to have them talk to the people. And that's the next step. That's actually what the Flow is really focused on is, creating this whole agenda to make all the local things happen and give them more of a little, you know, they need a little bit more push because they're not really pushed out there very well. Like there's like a boxing match that went on in the American Bank Center. There's two of them that happened. One of them was an ESPN fight. The other one was, I think, was Showtime. And I'm like, that's a really big deal.
Yeah.
Why are we not here? Like, I was mad. My boy was like, yeah, but the fight. What fight? Why do I not know about this fight?
Yeah. And there were big fights too.
They're huge, apparently.
Yeah.
I missed it. I mean, if it's on ESPN prime time, it's pretty freaking big, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing. They're not, this city, we need to do more about getting things out there to the people. And we want to use this show as a launching pad for that. Now, on the flip side, we also have the Corpus Christi Hooks, and everybody knows the Hooks, right? Everybody's all about the Hooks because the Hooks have a little bit more of a staple because they are connected to the Astros, and Astros are awesome. Rangers are awesome too.
Okay.
I'm on both sides. I grew up nostalgically on both teams. Astros was my first game, and also was always a big Nolan Ryan fan. So how am I going to not like the Rangers if he's kicking major butt on the? I'm sorry, he's amazing. I don't know if you ever saw it. You should go look back. This guy does some stuff that was. He's like the Tom Brady of baseball, if you will.
Yeah.
Where he does stuff at his age that he's not supposed to be doing, but he still somehow does it. But anyways, going back to the Hooks, the Hooks tickets are pretty reasonable. That's kind of the point I'm making here is that when you go to a Hooks game, you're not paying this much in tickets. Mike, you know how much tickets are at the Hooks? Average ticket? Let me see. Let's look it up. Yeah, right. Ticket options. It says ticket options. It doesn't say ticket price. Yeah, single ticket. And again, we need to understand that as a community, it's going to be very important for us to support what people have the ability to do, how they're doing it, because at the end of the day, this is a city where the average median is a little low. So therefore, if we want to get people involved, we're going to have to make sure that we're thinking about the community as well. Now, the other team that is going to be here, and this is, it's why I love this city, man. We're going to have the Tritons, the arena football team.
Right.
They from last I've heard, they've already have the contract with the American Bank Center. They already have they're already in the specific league that they look to actually bid for. And we know some pretty cool people that are running that show. Our good friend Melina Gosa.
Sure.
She's doing some pretty cool things, and pushing a lot of the growth, not only that team, but a lot of the things that the
sponsorships and everything. Yeah, she's working hard too.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's some really good stuff. And if you don't know about that, then look it up. Corpus Christi Tritons. They're gonna be moving into the arena, the American Bank Center
with
the arena. Yeah, 2024.
Yeah. You know what time period?
I don't. I didn't actually follow the arena football seasons until really these guys came into play. I've always known about it.
Right.
But it wasn't until I met these the owners of the Ice Rays, and I'm thinking, and for me, I would want to be one of their sports therapists. That's kind of why we first hit it off.
Right.
And then once we got to talking, I was like, well, maybe we have a lot of other stuff we can work on. Let's get you guys on the show. Let's make you bring all the owners on, bring the players on. Right. And we had that conversation about a month ago, so that's in the works.
That's the Tritons, right?
Yeah, Corpus Christi Tritons. Yeah. And so that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we got the Islanders, the college.
Yeah. I went to their tip-off not too long ago. That was nice.
Yeah, tell us a little more about that, because you also told me you went to the dinner as well, right?
Yeah, the tip-off dinner.
Oh, was that the tip-off?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like the actual tip-off.
Yeah, they gave them rings, and a couple of the players got to spoke. Really well-rounded kids. And they had a player sit at each table.
That's awesome.
A player from the women's and a player from the men's.
That's amazing.
They sat at our table. They were really fun to communicate with, and the presentation that they did that night was absolutely beautiful. And it was over at I want to say it was at the Omni, And as
Yeah.
you walk up the stairs, they had cheerleaders and
That's amazing.
and
That's fantastic.
nice silent auction of all sports memorabilia from
Yeah.
players.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so we have that's college. We got Texas A&M Corpus Christi, the Islanders. Right now they're in the basketball seasons, men and women, and volleyball. I actually love volleyball. Um, I play it on my off season, off time. I'm not so much of a fan of the court. I like the sand and the pit.
Yeah.
But look at all we have right here, man. All these sports. This is going to be awesome. We're going to end out this season with the Rays. And then in April, the Hooks start up again.
How is a Hooks game?
They're amazing.
Haven't been.
They're so fun.
Been celebrating this. Really.
A blast.
I like baseball. Like if you watch baseball, I
You
feel
talk shit the whole time.
live, it's much better than watching it on TV.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm not. There's times I'll heckle. I'll heckle. Yo, Rodriguez. That hey, like even the batter, like you on the opposite team, and you root right behind you. I'm gonna say something.
What about the food? The food, yeah.
The food is great. There's a Whataburger in Waterville Field. Yeah.
What about
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like again, concessions, right?
I think some good long chili cheese stuff.
Yes, the food is great, but that's the
Cheese,
thing.
fries, and a big
All that. There's so many good times that we can have together. So with that, let's just cover this really quick. We have the Islanders, we have the Hooks, we have the Ice Rays, we have coming the Tritons. We have 4 teams here that we can all support. So next week we're going to start some raffles. We're going to start some giveaways. Tune in order to be a part of that. Next week at 11:30, we are out with the flow, presented by Crash Band. Right?
This is pretty cool. These are national lampoons.
That's amazing.
I'm taking this.
Definitely.
I'm taking one of these.
Well, they're cards. They're cards. They're playing cards.
Oh, is it like a deck of cards?
Yeah. You can't take it.
I'll take his number too.
I think go in there.
That king is mine.
Yeah, exactly.
You all right, little man?
That
Doesn't look like
Yeah, we're on much love. Peace.